Welcome to the House of Faith and Fashion. I am your host, Toby Rubenstein, author of the best-selling series, The House of Faith and Fashion. I'm delighted to have you all in my home for spiritually uplifting and fashionable discussion. Today we are talking about style and fashion trends, breaking fashion stereotypes, and fashion weeks around the world. And I am not alone. In a short while, I will be joined by the very successful woman who is a great friend of mine in the fashion industry, and she's the executive producer and director of Fashion Week International, Tracy Murray. She is here to give us the behind-the-scenes look at Fashion Week in Paris and Milan and share details of her luxurious venues all over the world and how she helps brands earn attention and recognition. I actually know her already. As I said before, she's a great friend. She's a heavy hitter in the industry, and I had the pleasure of walking the runway in her show 2 years ago during Paris Fashion Week, which is the cover of Houghton Holy, my second book. Which brings me to my first hallelujah fashion moment at the House of Faith and Fashion. Now, a hallelujah fashion moment is just not any moment. It's the excitement you feel when you see a new style trend that you love that's making a comeback. And let me tell you, my number one thing is that Donna Karan is back. Hallelujah. And she's back with all her past beauties. And I cannot wait to get a hold of that beautiful suit that I used to wear to all the corporate meetings. It made me feel so powerful and wonderful. Thank you so much for coming back, Donna Karan. While styles make it exits and we say goodbye, we have a hallelujah moment. And when fashion meets perfection and you know that there's a higher power that's getting in touch with you, that's another hallelujah moment. Like Tracy, casting me for her show in the Paris Fashion Week was just really, really something that she went out on a limb by. And what she did was she cast somebody that was over 40, actually way over 40, in her show. And because she knew that I had a wish that I wanted to be walking down the runway for my cover of my next book, and that was 2 years ago. But I do want to say the biggest trend coming out of New York Fashion Week was over 40 rules. Okay, if you've been hiding under a rock, then you don't know that New York Fashion Week was full of gorgeous models from 40 to 80, rocking the runways, looking fabulous. And another shout out to Batsheva Hay, who did an incredible job because she always does the coolest things. She didn't have one model that was under 40, and she had Molly Ringwald walk the runway straight from her new show. And it blew up all over the internet. Everybody was talking about it is about time. Hallelujah moment. Hallelujah moment. The wiser, older, more gorgeous, refined woman is back, and she's strutting her stuff down the runway. And to make it even more exciting, my friend Laura Geller from the past show, who was discussing how she loves the older women and all the makeup tips. She was the makeup brand behind Batsheva Hayes' runway show. And it was everywhere. But I just got to tell you, Wall Street Journal, finally fashion ages up. And my other friend, Fern Malice, who is the creator of New York Fashion Week, who started this whole thing, has all these wonderful quotes that it is about time that women got back on the runway. Real women, real older women that spend money, real older women that still want to look good. And also another praise hallelujah moment. All the top designers are now using older models as spokespeople. So I gotta say, shout out to Patricia Field, who is the new spokesperson for Balenciaga. Shout out to Lauren Hutton, who's the new spokesperson for Yves Saint Laurent. So I'm so excited about this. I'm really excited about this show. And I'm excited that you're here in my home. So after the short break, I will be joined by Executive Director and Producer of Fashion Week International, Tracy Murray, live from Paris Fashion Week.
I'm Jessica Cherry, founder of the award-winning blog Life of a Cherry Wife. If you're looking to follow for mom and lifestyle content, fashion, Latina life, and good vibes, this is the place for you. Head over to www.lifeofacherrywife.com for the latest in these areas. Follow me on social at Life of a Cherry Wife.
Say goodbye to signs of aging and inflammation caused by an imbalance in the trillions of microbes on your skin's microbiome surface. The Dermabiome Collection by Green Beauty is a groundbreaking blend of science and nature designed to restore your skin's delicate ecosystem and soothe skin irritation, offering a one-of-a-kind solution not found elsewhere on the market. Gleam Beauty, changing lives, one face at a time.
Welcome back to the House of Faith and Fashion. I'm your host, Toby Rubenstein, and up next is, I'm so excited for my friend, entrepreneur, executive director, and producer of Fashion Week International. She's here to talk to us about Premier Luxury Group to support independent artists and backstage secrets of Paris Fashion Week and Milan Fashion Week. Welcome, my friend, Tracy Murray.
Hi, Toby. Thank you so much for having me. This is an honor to be on your show. Thank you so much.
Tracy, first of all, thank you so much to your designer, Perry Jones, who provided me with this incredibly gorgeous jacket. Actually, it's suit, but oh my God. So I'm wearing something straight off the runway that hasn't even made it to the runway to Paris Fashion Week, which is the one that's after Milan Fashion Week. I don't know how you do all this.
I know.
All the Fashion Week. So I don't know where to start. So I'm just going to start with like the one thing. Okay. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been doing this for about 4 years so far. So I would say I'm not as much in it as many people in the industry, but I have taken it on and it feels like a lifetime. I have been doing so many shows because I have a background in a very different genre, and but I have been in it for a lifetime in the sense that I have always been involved in fashion in some way.
Can you delve more into your background as to how you started, where you started from, and how you got to this position that you are? Even though, like, it blows my mind that you have this position, because we're going to get into more as to how many shows. When you say Paris Fashion Week and Milan Fashion Week, it's a multitude of shows that you do at these incredible venues, which I'm looking in the background.
Well, I would love to have you here. I am so lucky to be able to be just surrounded by aesthetics constantly. Like, as you can see in this venue, this is a palazzo. It is just a palace. It really is. And it's just pure aesthetics. So to answer your question, to delve in a bit into my background and how I got started and how I, went through my journey of being an executive producer during Fashion Week. It is just, for me, it feels magical because I essentially delved into it more in Copenhagen. That's my baby. That's where I love doing my entrepreneurship. And, I was lucky enough way back just to have some contacts that just helped me, that mentored me through to becoming the person that I am today, in the sense that I can, with confidence, put on an entire Fashion Week show with a team, of course, and just to full success. And it's ever since I started, the passion has grown and grown, and because it is so rewarding, I get to witness people, their dreams coming true, from to the dresser, to the usher, to, of course, the designers, to the full production, to anyone I work with. yeah, I don't know. I could go on, but
I
it
know,
is.
but you touched on something that I'm going to like tap onto.
Please
Making
do.
dreams come true, which made my dream come true 2 years ago when I could say when you allowed me to walk down the runway in Paris Fashion Week, and it was such a pleasure that you have the introduction of my book and you have an essay of your own.
It's beautiful.
So I want to explore. I started off this show exploring the hottest trend coming out of New York Fashion Week, which we discussed privately, was all the models that are over 40 that are now ruling the runway. And I feel like you really took a chance back then, and you did it for me, and now look how it's going. That it's just tremendous. Do you plan on continuing that? Not that I'm hint saying I gotta walk the runway again, but how are you guys
Come back.
in Milan going to take that trend and run with it? Because obviously, aside from me, this is a really, really important issue.
It is such an important issue, and I want to backtrack and tell you that it was our honor and pleasure having you on the runway, Toby, because you just gave it so much grace and elegance, and you impinged on the audience. I saw audiences, they were just in awe of you walking down that runway with your amazing husband, ushering you down those beautiful stairs at the Ritz. It was quite an experience.
It was a fashion hallelujah moment, but it was a Cinderella moment for me. Cinderella at 65 is like, that's a very mature Cinderella.
65 and just gorgeous, Toby. You set the standard, and I'm telling you, it was, again, our honor. And it wasn't just that we would have you, it was that you would have being with us on the runway. And then for that, I really appreciate it.
Thank you. So when you're casting your models now, are you going towards the more, I'm not even going to say mature, I'm saying the more fabulous. I can't even use that word.
See, it's a gorgeous state to have, and to be able to exhibit beauty. Like, just to answer your question, yes, we plan on bringing that further, because truly I believe, and I think I speak for, I would dare to say everyone, that beauty is not defined by our, I want to say a cliche word, our age. I want to say beauty is defined in what shines, what is inspiring, and beauty goes through many phases during our lifetime. And yes, it really does. And it is just another thing to have. It's just another level of beauty. And I would say it is the most gorgeous beauty to have. And I look so much forward to getting there, and I'm getting there. And it's just, I'm sort of embracing it all. And you are such an example to that, aesthetic level of beauty all the way through. And
my Perry Jones
just makes it
right
work
off the runway,
right? Literally right off the runway.
Let's talk business. Okay, yeah. The Fashion Week International Studio offers an opportunity for independent designers to earn brand recognition in really the most magnificent way, because if you have to explain how you do this, what does it take to actually qualify right, and then walk us through the whole thing, because a lot of people don't understand the steps to getting to this level.
Absolutely. Yes, I can imagine it's not written down anywhere, so it's so nice to be able to just share with you a little bit of our inside journey on what steps we do go through in order to, reach the people we want to reach, said designers that are emerging or even well-established designers in their own country and their own state or area. And so what we do is we do a very thorough research. There's a research process where we just get out there and we find the different areas on all the continents of the planet, and we see, who would qualify. And of course, we do look for a certain level of quality that we feel mirrors our aesthetic to, the production and the venues and where we are, because we are in Paris Fashion Week, right smack in the middle with all the other big brands around us. So we have to mirror that aesthetic. And even, and that being said, we do find there are so many beautiful talents around this world that haven't had the chance. And so we do reach out to them and we invite them officially.
When you're in Paris and you're there during Paris Fashion Week, there's such an excitement going on. So you can't describe it because it's not like it's really not even like New York Fashion Week. I mean, everything sizzles fashion during Fashion Week. So could you tell us the best way to enjoy Paris Fashion Week if someone were to come and visit, and then and then you could share with us how you could possibly get, like, any of my viewers can get an invitation, or even introduce them to the fact that if there are designers out there that say, okay, it's time for me to make a giant leap to Paris, and that's really like, the creme de la creme of where you want to be seen. And like I said, I can't stress, I mean, you are now at the Westin on Place Vendôme, which is the home of every exclusive brand. Just the address alone, I get an Emily in Paris moment. It is just magical. So
it is so magical.
Tell us, give us what would happen if any of the viewers would visit. What should they expect?
What do they even do? I know it's such a cobweb of different things. And, I think even way back when I was myself an enthusiast, I would Google and I would try to find out, but it would just lead me nowhere. And so what I do want to, let everyone in on a little secret. The reason why a Fashion Week can be so difficult to enter into is because it is a by industry only invite. And that is because we want to service our designers in the sense that they should have every person there is contributing to their success. However, that being said, I think the regular, person that deserves to experience it too, keep sending emails. However, there is one secret. And I think that you are actually going to interview this man too. He's an amazing guy.
Well, we are.
Pablo Star.
From Fashion Week Online.
An amazing man. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if I was allowed to expose that, but I'm sure he'll be happy to hear us say it, that if you do go in on, and I am not affiliated with him, but I just wanted to say, if you do go in on Fashion Week Online, I don't know that many people know it, but you can actually get access. And it is very, I think it's worth your while to check that site out for exclusive Fashion Week runway shows.
But you always post your shows live on Instagram, so you can tell everybody where to look for that. Go ahead.
Yes, we do. We have our lives because we love to interact with, of course, everyone around the globe. And of course, if you don't have the time, I mean, we have our lives. We can't always fly around, so you'll get to enjoy it from our main page on IG, and it will be live every show. And in fact, also on Fashion Week Online, you can also check into a live streaming. So wherever you are, there's always access to the live shows for sure. And you're welcome to join in on that fun.
Tracy, before I hit you with my rapid fire questions, can you just tell the audience how many, this is not just one show. No. Please share, because you left that, I don't know, you're being very, very humble, girl. You go be humble. Tell them how many shows you do and how long your Fashion Week lasts.
So I work all around the year. It takes us 6 months leading up to the shows. We have Fashion Week every 6 months. So during Fashion Week, well, to answer your question on how many shows we have,
how many shows?
It is a wild figure.
9 or 10?
Well, that would be the Fashion Weeks themselves. So we can say over 10. But if we're talking about production of a show for a designer, we are up in the 200s. So we've done back-to-back shows, boom, 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 boom. And this is not me. This is me and my team.
Yes, you have an amazing. First of all, you have an amazing team. Shout out to them. You have an amazing makeup team.
Oh
my God! Really, I just you feel like a real. You feel like a real princess. Like when you're at your shows. First of all, you're at a top quality, high fashion show.
Beautiful.
And that's one thing. And then everything behind the scenes is so fantastically glorious. I just want you to tell me one crazy story from behind the scenes. One crazy story, because it can't all be perfect.
I might just have to say this now that you asked the question. I think, we experience all the craziness in the world. But we did have one designer backstage, and I will not name no names, beautiful designer. I love him. But he...
Did he have a meltdown?
One of them, I would say that's an understatement. It was quite the scene, and we had to bring in security. And
oh my God, really?
It was quite an interesting time. We love him or her, and
it wreaks havoc on your nerves. You're giving birth to something, and you need to everyone's going to see it, and the whole world sees it, and it's in Paris, which makes it even more exaggerated.
So
but I always say in my book, Tracy, I say people don't realize that you have to be a therapist, a mommy, a chef, a masseuse, a husband, a wife. You have to be all of the above. All senses are on overload when you have to run a fashion show, for sure. So let's get into the rapid fire question.
I love it. I'm ready.
So, Tracy, how much faith do you need to be in business?
That is a great question. I don't even know that I can give you a short answer to that.
A ton?
I would say a ton and more. Yeah, it is so crucial to have faith. Actually, I don't say that there is any other way. I don't know how.
That's why I love you.
Yep.
That's why I love you. That's why I said that you're going to be the head of the chaplain. You're going to be the chaplain of the chapel that's built on the grounds of the House of Faith and Fashion. But I know the answer to this question, but I have to ask it anyway. Do you think your talents are God-given?
Again, I cannot just give you one short answer, but yes, and more and more and more. It cannot be any other way. Faith, God, it is a unity, and there's so much aesthetics. That's why I love the fashion industry, because it is on that wavelength. It is the same aesthetic as God. It is creation. That is what we do as beings, don't we? We create. And the more aesthetics we apply in our life, the more God we have, the more divinity that we get to embrace. The more.
Oh my God, you can have my job. Next question. Okay, this is a tough one. I mean, I get a lot. This is where they are.
Ready.
How should a person dress in a house of worship?
That is a very nice question. And I actually like that you asked that question, because I feel that with the years, people start understanding it a little bit more, and you have to embrace yourself. So you have to be yourself, but you have to also respect what you are there for. You are not there for a runway. You are not there for finding, your next suitor. You are there for the house of worship, and you are there for faith. And, you don't need to attract attention for specific things. So, respect that and be humble and be yourself. That's most important.
Good answer. Now I know why I was so excited to have you on. This was a great discussion, but before we depart and you go into the glamorous, unbelievable world of going from Milan Fashion Week to Paris Fashion Week in venues that look even a fraction of what I'm seeing your background looks like. Can you tell everybody where they can learn more about you, your website, yada, yada, yada?
Absolutely. We have our main website is Fashion Week Studio That's Instagram. So Fashion Week Studio Official. And then if you want online, it is fashionweekstudio.com. And I have to say that, again, I am just a pin in the production. You know, the owner, Nathanael Rotois, she's amazing. You know,
I love and kisses to you. I'm sending it out to you. Kisses to Nathaniel, and she is in South Africa.
She is so busy.
She is wonderful, and I adore her for allowing me to be a part of this from 2 years ago and to come to fruition.
Gorgeous.
To be the book, and I'll be back on the runway. So
you will.
I will visiting with me. Oh, we'll film it. I'm going to be back on the runway. I told my husband already. I'm going back on the runway. I'm ready. I'm
excited. We're ready.
Maybe I'll do Perry Jones again.
But bring Perry Jones's outfits.
He's gonna make me a skirt with my suit now. You know, I need something more specific. You know, I come with all these instructions. Like I can't.
We love it. We need this.
I can't do that. Blah blah blah. But hey, you know, if you stand for your principles, you get things done. And I think people respect you more. So thank you so much for visiting with me in the House of Faith and Fashion.
Oh my God!
I'll see you in Paris, girl.
I will see you in Paris. I cannot wait. Thank you again, Toby.
Bye.
Bye.
Faith and Fashion. It was great having you here with me today. And since every guest gets the 3 rapid fire questions, I thought I'd give them to you. How much faith do you need to be in business? Do you think that your talents are God-given? And please describe how you think a person should dress to a house of worship. Think it over, and you can answer them on Instagram at the Connect Network TV. I'm interested in hear from you. And if I like your answer, and you know what, even if I don't like your answer, I think I'm going to read it on live TV, right on this show.
You're watching the Connect Network TV on the CW.